Mining has shaped South African society, its economy, and its geography. The strength of mining has been driven by a legal system and political mentality that prioritizes mining interests. Despite being a shrinking sector in South Africa, mining still has extensive impacts on the South African economy and people living close to mines. It is important to understand the mining processes. There are 3 steps to mining. First is the application stage, where the company must get mining and environmental licenses to mine. Second is the operations stage, where a mining company removes earth and minerals from the mining site. Third is the closure of the mine, where the mining company must rehabilitate the environment as far as possible. A mining company has to obtain a number of licenses in order to start mining. Only companies that have prospected for minerals on a site are allowed to mine on that site. Prospecting means doing research on the proposed mining site to assess how much and what kind of minerals are in the land. First, a mining company will have to get permission from the Department of Mineral Resources to prospect for minerals. Then, once a mining company has got a prospecting right, it can apply for a mining right in order to mine intensively. A mining company has to consult with the local community and get environmental authorization in order to get a prospecting right, and again when it applies to get a mining right. This means that the mining company must provide adequate information so that people fully understand the impact that mining will have. All interested and affected people's comments must be recorded and considered by the mining company. Consultation must involve everyone affected, not just traditional leaders or powerful people in the communities affected. Environmental authorization requires the mining company to do an extensive assessment of the environmental, social, and economic impacts that the mine will have. It also has to provide a plan showing how it will reduce its negative impact and how to rehabilitate the mine once it closes. The mining company has to make financial provision to ensure such rehabilitation. A mining company also has to provide a social and labor plan in order to start mining. A social and labor plan shows how the mine plans to develop the local community and enhance the community and mine workers' well-being. You might be surprised that the Department of Mineral Resources does not require the consent of a local community before the holder of a mining right can mine. It believes that a holder of a mining right only has to consult and compensate the community. Additional consultation and compensation is required if the company wants to relocate people who live on land covered by the mining right. There is a potential for compensation to be captured by traditional leaders or powerful people in communities, which must be guarded against. As far as possible, individual compensation should be provided.
While operating the mine, a company is liable for any environmental damage or hazards caused during the life of the mine. The mine must rehabilitate the land once it is finished mining. In order to regain the funds it made available to the Department of Mineral Resources for the rehabilitation of the mining company must get a closure certificate from the department. Otherwise, it forfeits these funds to the department.
But even if it gets a closure certificate, the mining company is still liable for environmental damage or safety risks that occur after the closure of the mine.